because ultimately many people, for one reason or another, they may not know how long their rehabilitation is going to take. We've met patients whose family members insist that their loved one might be in denial about how much they need an accessibility product, that it might be too much of a commitment. But it's not a commitment for many reasons, aside from the fact that it's a modular system with the ramping or the stair lift as well. They are rentable items. And with minimum commitment, our ramps can be rented by the month. Our stair lifts just require a minimum of 3 months.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Jamie Higley. She's the marketing coordinator at Amramp. Jamie, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Kelsey.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Jamie, why don't you start and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've been with Amramp for about 4 years. I went through college, received a degree with Monmouth University, and then I stayed at home, had some kids, and now I'm back in the game. I've been with them for long enough to get to know our customer base, and Amramp is a family-owned franchise network, and I'm very grateful to be a part of.
I love that. That's fantastic. And I actually had some friends that went to Monmouth, so I'm familiar with the area. But anyway, I digress.
Awesome.
So tell me a little bit about Amramp.
So Amramp is a local accessibility company. We are a nationwide company, but our specific franchise covers the territory from the most southern part of New Jersey all the way up to North New Jersey, including Bergen County, and then also the Orange County and Rockland counties of New York. We also have coverage in Staten Island and New York City as well. And we provide accessibility to those in need to keep people safe at home. Our goal is to provide them any accessibility product they need, whether it be anything from a ramp to a bathroom grab bar to a stair lift, so that way they can age safely in place at home.
Wow. So like you said, Amramp, it assumes it's a ramp, but it sounds like you do a lot more, the bathroom, railings, things like that. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So it's a common misconception because Amramp, the ramp is in the name. However, our goal, like I said, is to keep people safe at home. So sometimes that could just be a pair of railings at the front door. It could be a bathroom grab bar or a grab bar somewhere within the hallway of the home. Stair lifts are wonderful because it helps provide customers with access all throughout their home. And so any product that we can provide that helps maintain safe access is our goal.
Wow. So it sounds like, talking about your specific franchise, there's a lot of different, growth that has happened for, Amramp to be able to go from, kind of just the name and the title, the ramps, all the way up to, like you said, whatever it takes to keep, people aging safely at home.
Absolutely, 100%. Our goal, what we'll do is we offer free assessments. So we will provide, we'll have a customer call in, or we'll have a referral source reach out to us that they have a patient in need. And our process is to assess the home for the conditions that are causing them challenges, and then provide a product to replace that challenge.
And I imagine too, as part of, those recommendations, that people may think, I may just need a ramp, but when you really go in to take a look at the house, you may identify some other points of, points where safety could be, increased.
Absolutely. Our evaluators are very attentive, and it is their job to go through the home with each individual customer or family member to determine the needs. Sometimes if a family member or the person in need is in a facility, they will give us the details of which to evaluate for. More often than not, a family member can meet us at the home and walk us through the day-to-day, and we will provide any suggestions that we can to help them.
And I imagine too, the clients that Amramp serves really can run the gamut, probably down from, children who, may have, limited capabilities, all the way up to, aging adults.
Absolutely. So although the majority of who we service are those from the elderly community, we have helped greatly outside of that, the community with children, those with special needs is a big one. Those who have had traumatic brain injuries, MS, ALS, we work very closely with foundations such like that to help people in need.
And going back to the individual franchise that you work in, serving primarily the New Jersey area, talk a little bit about the growth that you've seen over the last 4 years with AmRamp.
Sure. So COVID kind of took a little bit of a spin to our business, but we did have a very growing franchise at the time when COVID first hit. So our goal and what we try to do from a marketing perspective is to educate those referral sources so that they are equipped to provide their patients with a resource to help them. So we grow the business by, as a marketing coordinator myself, and my colleague Gila, who also owns the company with her husband Jake in the Northern Territory. Her and I will go out to the subacute facilities. We will provide a brief in-service to all the physical therapy staff, social workers, occupational therapists, and discharge planners, of course, and we will educate them on our products. We will make sure that they understand what each one of them can provide to their discharging patients. In the event that a discharging patient needs a product to help them with any accessibility challenge at home, they can refer them to us, and that's when our evaluators come in and provide the assessment. So we have grown the business exponentially by kind of pounding the pavement in the marketing world and going out to each of these subacute facilities to educate those who can refer to us.
And you got me thinking while you were mentioning, educating referral points of contact, because I can imagine, not always is it coming from the person in need. So like you said, reaching out to those facilities, reaching out to maybe, children or, different referral points that could, be an interest to making sure that, the people are in need, that may need those railings, those ramps, those lifts, that they understand the different options that are available to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we do, like I had stated before, we have worked significantly with some of the other foundations, whether it's the Traumatic Brain Injury Alliance, MS Society, the ALS Foundation of New York and Philadelphia as well. We work very closely with representatives from there. Also, the social services in each of the counties that we service as well. We want to have a presence, so to speak, to each one of those corporations and entities so that they have a resource for their members. And that's very important because these are all members of the community. Many people are stuck in their homes and we all know and relate to that well after having been through COVID, that it's not a happy place to be. So we want to provide accessibility to as many people as we can.
And, with their a lot of people aging into entering the phase of life where they need to be more concerned about falling, accessibility. I imagine that AmRamp during COVID shed light a lot on people were in their homes, recognizing the need for these different services.
Absolutely. Now more than ever, we have seen a huge increase in people really desiring to age safely in place at home. We saw a lot with COVID and how it was managed throughout the healthcare system. And I think it placed a lot of fear or concern that people didn't have control of their own health. And it was a scary time for all of us. So we have absolutely recognized the need for our products in everyday use at home. And we do also provide commercial application as well. We've actually put up quite a large ramp at one of the local rehab facilities. I think it was an 80 or 100-foot ramp. So we're happy to provide accessibility, not just to anybody at home, but to a business as well.
And, how quickly can these different products be installed? Because I imagine for people who may be, leaving an acute care facility or, may have some reason to call, the need for a quick turnaround, I imagine must be, important.
Sure, sure. So more often than not, those who need a ramp or any one of our products have very little notice. Oftentimes people are coming out of a subacute facility and their assumption was that they would, insurance company would give them a great amount of notice when generally they don't. But our goal is to get something in as quickly as possible, and we can accomplish that. We can install something within 24 hours if need be. Every one of our customers has an imminent need. So nobody's calling us for a luxury price check. They are calling us because they absolutely need our product. One thing that we're able to provide, because our ramping systems are modular, we can install them within hours. We can take them down within hours too. So the greatest part about our systems is that they're like giant erector sets. Once the evaluation is performed and we pick the parts from our warehouse, We can install them very quickly. And then, like I said, we can take them down as well. And we offer them for rental or purchase, much like our
Oh,
stair lifts. The flexibility is there for each individual's needs.
wow, I love that. Rental or sale.
Absolutely.
I imagine that's got to be, a common misconception as well. I know you mentioned one before that Amramp doesn't necessarily just provide ramps. I imagine, people may not understand you can rent or, sell them, buy them for sale because not all injuries or not all, whatever the need may be is could be permanent, right?
Yes, absolutely. And that's a big I don't want to say selling point, but it's a big advantage because ultimately many people for one reason or another they may not know how long their rehabilitation is going to take. We've met patients whose family members insist that their loved one might be in denial about how much they need an accessibility product, that it might be too much of a commitment. But it's not a commitment for many reasons, aside from the fact that it's a modular system with the ramping or the stair lift as well. They are rentable items, and with minimum commitment, our ramps can be rented by the month. Our stair lifts just require a minimum of 3 months, and they can be taken down as needed.
Wow, that's fantastic. And Jamie, does insurance help out with any of these products?
Sure. So if you have Medicaid coverage or a long-term care insurance plan, there are coverage benefits. We are credentialed with several insurance companies, and we are always happy to try to uncover any potential coverage for each of our customers.
Wow, that's really terrific. Jamie, I think the work that AmRamp is doing is so important to, help older adults age safely at home. It's crucial not only, for it, you said, primarily that population is aging adults, but also to, meeting the needs of kids, of teens, of adults and so on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes, we truly believe that everybody deserves accessibility, and it's not a one size fits all, but it's our job to figure out what does fit you. ADA requires specific compliance that we are able to abide by, and we always do our best to accommodate ADA compliance in addition to providing our customers with a safe, reliable accessibility solution.
That's terrific. Well, Jamie, I think this has been an amazing conversation. As we start to wrap up, is there anything that you want to leave our listeners with, whether it be advice, anything about AnRamp, anything like that you want to leave our listeners with?
Absolutely. If you have any concerns, if you're have a loved one aging in place at home, you want to call before the fall. Ultimately, most calls that we receive are the unfortunate circumstances that somebody's left in after having had a fall or a break. And what we would like to do is let the public know that when you have safety parameters put in place, like a bathroom grab bar or that stair lift, that helps prevent a much bigger issue. So please give us a call. We offer free estimates. We're happy to assess, and we're local to New Jersey and New York.
I love that. Well, Jamie, thank you again for taking the time to break down all of the different amazing services that AmRamp offers just outside of, the ramps, talking about how, you're able to provide with insurance help, so on. I think this was a terrific, very informative conversation. I appreciate you being on Business Ninjas today.
I appreciate you having me, Kelsey. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, great to have you.